Benjamin Franklin once said, "An investment in knowledge pays the best interest." For generations, students, teachers, administrators, parents, and citizens in our small town have been investing in education. Beginning with the primary grades, the countryside was filled with one-room schools that educated the youth in those areas. Elsinore and the surrounding areas was no exception, but it was with hard work and dedication that our town's forefathers began the process in the early 1900s to permanently establish a high school along with the primary schools so that they would no longer have to send their children away from home for a more advanced education. The school year 2013-2014 marks the 100th year of the beginning of the Ellsinore High School. Please take a look back with me now as we celebrate our school's 100th year.
The Ellsinore School District was first organized in 1891 with grades 1 through 8 in a two-room L-shaped building built near the present location of the Ellsinore Water Tower. By 1909, the attendance had increased to approximately 100 students, so a two-story frame building was built at the same location called Perrin Hill. With the building providing more room for students, teachers started offering high school classes even though the school itself was not accredited as a high school. In 1912, Ellsinore, Crummertown, Lower 10 Mile, Upper 10 Mile, Hogan Hollow, White's Mill, and Freeland districts agreed to consolidate to form a high school. 4 of the districts eventually withdrew, leaving Ellsinore, White's Mill, and Freeland forming Ellsinore C1 School. In July of 1913, the 3 remaining districts voted for consolidation and applied for accreditation from the Missouri Department of Education. The school year started September 11, 1913, and was officially recognized in December of that same year. The first graduating class of Ellsinore High School took place June 6, 1914, graduating 3 students. The students were Gladys Gunn, Wesley Warren, and Albert C. Carnahan. The two-story building helped serve as Ellsinore's high school until 1917, when it was decided by the townspeople to build another school. The site of the present East Carter campus was deeded for the building of a new school. Bonds in the amount of $10,000 was raised to build a brick two-story building that was completed in time for the 1919 school year. For 12 years, from 1914 to 1926, the school was a 2-year high school, and for 7 years, a 3-year high school from 1926 to 1933. In 1933, there were 13 graduates from the first 4-year Ellsinore High School. By 1936, age had begun to overtake the once new building, and walls were slowly crumbling down. The townspeople once more voted heavy bonds, and with the aid of the U.S. government in the form of the WPA, built the present building that is the center of the East Carter Elementary School. The WPA building was finished in 1937. In 1960, Ellsinore schools combined with Grandin schools to become East Carter R2. The district continued to spread out on the current campus, adding new structures as they were needed. In 1965, a bond issue was passed for the amount of $125,000 to construct a new gymnasium and fine arts building, to renovate the main building, and to add classrooms. The school continued to grow. Through the 70s and 80s, the campus continued to change with new construction for an ever-growing school population. And in the late 80s, the current middle school building was added, and the Ellsinore and Grandin locations were combined on one campus. In 1989, the current high school building was finished. and graduated its first senior class in the spring of 1990. Since our beginning 100 years ago, the education and development of future generations has been the most important goal. Whether in sports, or music, plays, or publishing our highlights, Ellsinore East Carter R2 is still here, continuing to invest in knowledge, continuing to collect the interest.
In closing, the class of 2014 would like to honor and thank all of those who have gone before us. From graduates to parents to our teachers and administrators and to the communities of our district, we would urge you to continue to invest in the future as we move forward to the next 100 years.
I would like to thank the following people and resources that made this presentation possible: Dr. Gene Oakley, George Myers, Barbara Dalton, the current local in Van Buren, and the writings of A.S.J. Carnahan.